All right, hello, welcome. We are about to get started, hopping into this quick 30-minute slow flow practice. So for today's practice, if you have blocks, you can have them close by. If you have pillows, blankets, anything that you'd like around you to make yourself a little bit more comfortable, have that. And we're gonna get started in a seat. So option right away is to stack your block, your pillow, whatever it is, underneath of your sitting bones, allowing your hips to lift slightly, giving space for the knees to fall, for the outer edges of the feet to get a little bit more comfortable. If it's okay for you, we're gonna start in this easy cross-legged position. You could always start with half lotus, one foot on top of the other thigh, or full lotus. And if you feel any tightness in the back or the spine, you could always come and sit against a wall. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time here in the seat, making sure you're comfortable, making sure you're supported, taking any wiggles, any movements before you begin to find a place of stillness. And then you can allow the hands to rest, either stacking palm on top of palm in the lap or hands to the side. I always like to begin by giving my neck a little roll out, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Maybe the shoulders as well, a couple of rolls. Creating length into the spine, but also keeping everything quite soft. So belly stays soft. Rooting the sitting bones into whatever it is they're connected to. Having our neck, our head fall in alignment with the spine, and just begin to take a few breaths on your own. Those first few deep inhales, we can feel the breath moving into the belly, but also into side ribs, into back body. And as you exhale, send your intention or awareness to areas of the body where you may be holding tension, where you may be gripping, such as the hips, the toes, the feet, the jaw. And then 2 more times like that, inhaling, breathing into the belly, the side ribs, the back body. And then as you exhale, bringing more softening, more sense of relaxation to areas of the body that you notice are tight. And as you continue at your own pace, just to breathe, maybe you're finding Ujjayi breathing, sealing the lips, breathing in and out through the nose. Noticing where the thoughts are, where the mind is, and encouraging this gentle nudge every time the mind wanders or the thoughts go elsewhere, just nudging back to the awareness of breath, to sensation, to feeling in body. And we'll keep that as our theme as we move through this practice, as constant awareness or nudging to body, to breath, just how you're feeling. Let's go ahead, take 1 or 2 more breaths here. You always are welcome to stay for longer in this place if it feels good for you. And when you do feel ready, we can really gently start to blink the eyes open, keeping the gaze quite soft. You can stay on your prop, your block, or your pillow. Bring your hands behind you, take your feet wide, and let's just start with little windshield wiper of the knees from side to side. So releasing that cross-legged position quite gently. All right, the first shape we're gonna find today, left leg will extend out, right sole of the foot will come into the left inner thigh. So it doesn't matter how wide that left leg is, just bring it to a comfortable place for you. Flex the left toes and begin with a side bend. Reach the right arm over your head. So my left elbow is coming inside my left thigh. Inhale, breath here. As I exhale, start to bend my right elbow, pull it down and back, maybe slightly lift the gaze. From here, I'm going to re-reach my right arm back over the head. Come all the way up to find the seat. Place your right hand beside your right hip, press down, lift up. Rise up onto right knee, right shin. Press your hips forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. And then sit all the way back down to the floor. So let's go through that twice more. Just starting to move with breath. Side bend. Stay in the side bend as you bend the right elbow down and back. Re-reach right arm over the head, maybe going deeper into the side bend. And then come all the way up, find your seat, plant your right hand, press up onto the right knee, the right shin, hips forward, chest lift, left arm reaches back. Okay, last time, just again, taking this at your own pace. If one of the movements doesn't feel good for you, you can just stay in the other one for longer. Maybe you're closing your eyes and starting to move through this movement intuitively. Good, so last breath here. And the next time you sit your hips back down to the floor, we're gonna turn our body towards the left leg, left toes stay flexed, and then invite a little forward bend. So belly towards left thigh, pulling the chest forward, stretching or lengthening through the back of the leg. If you wanna walk your hands outside the left leg, finding a gentle twist, you can do that as well. Last breath. Good, and then we're gonna come all the way back up through center, switch sides, nice and gentle. So right leg will kick out, left sole of the foot will come to the right inner thigh. Again, adjusting where you want that right leg to be. When you're ready, we'll come into our side bend. Right arm inside right leg, left arm over the head. As we exhale, bend the left elbow, pull it down and back. Re-reach left arm over the head. Come all the way up, find your seat, left hand beside left hip, press down, lift up. So 2 more times. Seeing how this feels on the opposite side. Maybe going deeper into side bend each time. Maybe you're able to take that right leg further away from you, getting a deeper stretch to the back of the leg. Good. So last time here, we'll move through that cycle. Just noticing every second of the movement. So every place the body is going into, being aware of that. Trying to allow our breath to be the guide to the movement. All right, great. The next time you find your seat to the floor, turn your body towards the right leg, keep the toes flexed. Exhale, release, forward fold, belly to right thigh. Again, you can stay, you can walk your hands outside the right leg, inviting that gentle twist. And then we'll come all the way back up, hands behind you, and we're gonna move away from our seat. So you can gently slide that prop out if you have it. Turning to face the front of the mat, let's take child's pose. So knees are gonna come wide, big toe mounds to touch. Drop your hips back towards your heels. Try to soften forehead, soften elbows, soften hands, lengthening the space into the lower back. 2 to 3 breaths. If it feels okay for you, you can start to rock your hips a little bit from side to side. So moving right hip to right heel, left hip to left heel. Also possibly inviting a little massage of the forehead. The last breath in child's pose, see if you can get a little bit longer, fingertips reaching further forward, hips reaching further back. And then we'll release, round to curl forward, stacking into tabletop. So let's take the knees underneath the hips. Today, we're gonna be on the knees for a little bit. So you could roll the mat under to give your knees more support if that feels good for you. From tabletop, kick the right leg back, lift all 5 toes, big breath in. As we exhale, cross the right leg over to the left side of your mat, plant all 5 toes down, look over your left shoulder and kick back through that right heel. So you're stretching again through right side body. Coming back, right hand or right foot floats up behind you. As you exhale, pull the right knee to the right elbow, squeeze, and we're going to take a couple big circles with the right thigh. So similar to what you would do in three-legged down dog. Let's take 2 circles one direction and 2 circles the opposite direction, taking up as much space in these circles as you can. As you finish off those circles, right leg kicks back behind you again, breath in, exhale, pull the right knee behind the left knee, take your feet to the edges of your mat and start to sit your bum back between the heels. So I'm gonna start here resting my belly onto left thigh, reaching my fingertips forward. Again, little stretch or release through the lower back. If it feels okay or you start to want to go deeper, maybe you grab your block or your pillows, coming to sit right in between the heels. So again, that prop can be underneath the bum to give you a bit more lift, squeezing the thighs tight together, deep, deep stretch through the outer hips. And we'll spend 2 to 3 breaths, whether you're choosing to sit upright or you're in more of that forward fold. If you are sitting upright, can we drop both hips towards the floor, allowing for the muscles to release, to unclench. Maybe you're noticing you're creating tension in the face. So bringing some intention there as well to soften. Coming back to that slow, steady pace of your breath. And then we'll start to release. So coming all the way forward, back into tabletop, kick your right leg behind you again, inhale. Exhale, this time round to curl the spine, right knee to nose, step the right foot through the hands. All right, so that right foot's gonna stay there, hands inside front foot, turn on the back left knee, left shin. Right hand stays inside right foot, bring your left hand towards your left hip. So again, if you haven't already rolled the back of your mat, you may want to for that support. We're gonna try to drop that right knee down towards the right toes, and you can stay there or you can invite a little rock forward and back. So as I come forward, I go nice and deep, working that left inner thigh to the floor. If it's too far to reach to the floor, bring the right elbow up towards the right thigh and do the same thing. If you don't want to do the rocking motion, then just stay here, working the depth, kind of like a modified warrior two, leaning the chest back. You can reach the left arm up as well. I just find it gets a little bit tense in that left shoulder. It feels better to have it down. So let's take one more breath. We're gonna meet with the arms up. So similar to warrior two, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, reach a little bit further forward. Exhale, reverse. Straighten out the front leg. Let the left hand come down to the floor behind you and find that similar little back bend heart opener. Right fingertips can reach all the way behind you. Lift your gaze. And then we'll circle the right arm down, bringing the hands in front of the face, keeping the right leg long. Just turn the right toes to the long edge of your mat. Tuck your back left toes, and then rock your hips all the way back towards the left heel. We're working some mobility into this right ankle, pressing outer edge of right foot down to the floor. Again, trying to drop this inner left thigh. You could stay up on hands, blocks, maybe forearms. You may be able to reach the arms out to a T shape and bring your cheek all the way to the floor. My back toes stay tucked, so I'm also getting a little bit of stretch through the sole of the foot. Good, wherever you are, release. Bring your hands back in front of your face. Left hand stays grounded, right arm reaches up, find a twist. Lean as far away from the front of the mat as you can. Maybe feeling as if you have one line from right fingertips to right toe. And then come back, hands underneath the face, turn to the back of the mat. I'm gonna come up onto my right toes, pick the left knee up, step it back to a high plank. Again, facing the back of your mat. As you exhale, lift the hips up and back, take your first down dog. So nice and gentle here, you can pedal into the feet, let your head shake from side to side. Let's take 2 more breaths. First down dog in today's practice. You could keep it quite soft, knees bending, tailbone lifting. From downward facing dog, we're gonna float the left toes up just a little bit as you exhale, left knee step. Left foot steps between the hands. We're gonna come all the way up to a high lunge. So sweep the fingertips up towards the ceiling. All right, high up onto the back toes. Gather the thumbs, the hands towards your heart, and take a really deep bend into your back knee. Your hands can stay here. They can come to the hips. We're working to press the bum, the hips forward, stretching through the front of the right hip into that hip flexor. So another nice place to place the hands is one to the lower back or the pelvis, and then one to the front of the belly, and feeling that deep kind of tilt of the hips here. Well, the more my hips reach forward, the more I can lean back with the chest. Last breath. And then we'll come up, kick through that back heel, reach the arms to the sky, high lunge. Exhale, right hand comes inside left foot. Left arm reaches up, take a little twist, maybe lift your gaze. And then we'll release hands inside left foot. Turn yourself to the right, same way you came in, you came out, all the way to the front of the mat. Let the hands frame the right foot. We're gonna step right foot back to meet left foot, high plank. And then as you exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes. Pull your chest forward between the thumbs. Bend your elbows and lower all the way down to the mat. Good. Pausing here for a moment. Take your feet a little bit wider, press into the tops of the feet. Hands come off the mat, tent the fingertips, elbows lift. Inhale, press down, lift the chest, lift the head. As you exhale, let's soften right shoulder towards the floor. Really press it down as much as you can as you look up over the left shoulder. And then we'll do the same thing other side. Inhale, press into fingertips, lift the chest, exhale, lead with the left shoulder as you look up over the right shoulder. Deep stretch there. And then back through center, breath in. Exhale, lower down through center, all the way to the mat. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, press yourself back up, and we meet back into tabletop. So stack shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Okay, rolling that mat again if you'd like for this second side. Left leg's gonna kick back, three-legged tabletop. As we exhale, cross the left leg to the right side of your space. All 5 toes find the mat, press into the left heel, and then look back over the right shoulder. We'll come back through center, left leg behind you, chest forward. Exhale, left knee touches left elbow, and then draw a few circles with the left thigh, as big as you can. 2 in one direction, 2 in the opposite direction. Just noticing as you do this, if you're bringing more weight into that right hand, can we keep equal weight? All right, we'll reach that left leg back behind us again, 3-legged tabletop. Pull the left knee behind the right knee. Take the feet to the edges of the mat, sit the bum all the way back between the heels. So again, we start with the belly resting to right thigh, the arms extending forward. This is a great little stretch to the lower back as well as the outer hips. But if you feel like you want to go deeper, maybe grab your prop, place it underneath of your sitting bones, or just sit all the way to the floor here. Head is lifting tall. Work to drop both hips to the mat. Hands can come wherever you feel comfortable, and then just take the next 2 to 3 breaths breathing. Takes a couple of moments for our muscles, our body to realize we're stretching. So letting go of that resistance to the stretch and then beginning to allow it to open up. One more breath here. And then we'll start to come forward again. So walk your hands, shoulders come over the wrist, kick your left leg back behind you, breath in. Exhale, round to curl the spine, left foot steps between the hands. All right, we're gonna keep that left foot there. Take your hands inside left foot, turn your right knee, right shin parallel to the back edge of the mat. Again, left hand down, right hand to right hip, or right arm overhead. Stay with that front knee quite bent. Option to stay, option to rock, hips back, kind of like a half split motion, left leg straightening, and then coming into the depth, working that right inner thigh, right inner hip to the floor. You could always come up higher, elbow to left knee. Just a few more breaths if you need to roll that mat, that's always an option. And then we'll meet with the arms opening up, similar to warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, reach a little bit further forward. Exhale, reverse. Straighten out front leg. Right hand falls behind you. Reach the left arm over your head or reach it behind you to lift your chest, lift your gaze. Good. Circle that left arm down and around. Hands will come in front of the nose. Left leg stays straight. Dial the left toes to the long edge of your mat. Tuck your bottom right toes and then sit your bum back to the right heel. Mobility here for the left ankle as you press outer edge of left foot to the floor. Chest can stay lifted as you work to drop that inner thigh down, or you can come lower. Maybe even open your arms out to a T shape. Gaze to one side, so cheek to the mat. We'll come back, find your hands. Right hand stays grounded, left arm lifts up. Take a twist, lean the body to the back of your mat as if you're trying to reach away from left toes, left fingertips extend. Come back, hands in front of the face. Turn to the back of your mat. So you're gonna start to come up onto the toes of the left foot. Lift your right knee. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Lift your hips up. Take downward facing dog. So again, 2 breaths here. Maybe you're starting to feel a bit more length into the backs of the legs. We can pedal, we can shake the head. You can flutter your lips or make noise on your exhale breath. Let the right toes float on your next inhale. Stepping right foot all the way through the hands. Come up onto the back toes as you reach the arms up, finding your high lunge. So nice, powerful strength here. Bring your hands down towards heart center as you bend that back left knee. So again, hands can move. We're just looking to get more of a really deep bend through back knee, hips pressing forward, chest leaning back. And you can move yourself around here if you feel unstable or off balance. A wall could help if it's close by. But see where you can get that deepest stretch into the front of the left hip. Feels quite nice. When you find it, and then we'll kick through the back heel, reach the arms up, breath in. Drop your left hand inside right foot, reach your right arm up, take a twist, squeeze that thigh to the belly. And then release, hands inside right foot, walk yourself around to the left, same way you came in, you came out, all the way to the front of the mat, high lunge. Step your left foot back to meet your right, high plank, breath in. Exhale, drop your knees to the floor. Good. Pull your shoulders between the thumbs, and we're gonna stay here for a moment. Drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the tailbone this time. Staying in the shape with the spine. We're gonna bend the elbows, bring your chest and your chin to the floor. Your tailbone is still lifting, 1 breath, and then release. Lower down the hips, the thighs, hands stay underneath the shoulders. Let's take 1 little baby cobra. If you feel like you can go deeper, come all the way up to a full cobra. You could even walk your hands closer towards you. So coming through a nice deep back bend, 1 more breath in. And then exhale, let's slowly lower all the way back down to the floor. Hands underneath the shoulders, press up to tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, find downward facing dog. First one, facing the front of the mat. And then right away from here, let's come back up onto the toes, walk all the way forward, feet to hands. Come to the top of your mat and bring your feet hip distance. Inhale, get long through the spine to lengthen. Exhale, deep forward fold here, belly to thighs. We'll grab peace fingers onto the big toes or grab hands to the backs of the ankles, pulling yourself into the legs, top of the head reaching for the mat. Tailbone lifting, back of the neck stays long. Shoulders drop away, elbows draw out. Last breath. And you can release, hands find the floor, heel toe your feet mat distance, toes out, heels in. Drop the bum down and take a yogi squat. Elbows pressing to inner thighs, thumbs to heart center. You can begin to rock here from side to side. You can also try a variation where you're sending the bum back, reaching the fingertips forward. We're gonna find a seat from here. So if you have the mobility in the hips and you're quite low, you may be able just to sit. You may need to swing your legs around. Whatever works best for you. When you arrive, kick the legs out in front of you, breathe in. Exhale, we're gonna roll all the way down the back. Okay, so grabbing extra layers, blankets, whatever it is as you come down. Adding in a full body stretch if you'd like, point your toes. And then exhale, pull just the right knee to the chest. Keep your left leg long, taking the hands around the right knee, the right shin. Draw a couple of circles with that thigh, just like you did in tabletop. And then we'll use the left hand to glide the right thigh off to the left side of our mat, taking a twist. So begin here with the arms at about shoulder height or a T shape, palms up. We're not going to change the placement of the legs, but take the stretch a little bit deeper into the shoulder today. So reach your right arm a little bit higher to the top right corner of your mat. And again, just like we were doing through practice, feel as if you have a string or someone pulling you, I guess, from the right fingertips to the right toe, and you're lengthening yourself in opposite directions. Your right arm may lift a little bit, and that's okay. And then we're going to keep the legs where they are. Circle the right arm all the way over your head until you roll onto the belly. Right inner thigh stays down, so that right knee stays bent. Take the hands underneath of you. You can either choose to stay here, resting to belly, getting this gentle stretch through the leg, or if you feel like you can come up higher, press up onto the hands, the elbows, and take more of a back bend, a lift. Shoulders are soft, whichever variation you're choosing. And then we'll come down. Right hand needs to be on the mat to create enough space for the left arm to thread through. Left palm faces up. Same way you came in, you come out. Right arm reaches over your head until you roll back onto your spine. Let your right knee come back towards the chest. One breath in. And then exhale, we'll do this on the last side. Left knee in, right leg long. Again, holding onto the left shin, draw a couple of circles with the left thigh bone, moving one way, moving the other way. And then we'll use the right hand to pull the left knee across the body, having it fall in your twist, starting with the arms at shoulder height, palms up. So if you like the twist and you like where the arms are, just stay. If you want to try to get a little bit deeper into the front of left shoulder, begin to reach left fingertips a little bit higher, so to the top left corner of your mat, and then resist. Find a sense of pulling from the left fingers and the left toe. The legs won't move. Left arm sweeps all the way over the head, rolling towards your belly. Slide your right arm out, and then you can stay here flat down onto the mat. The left knee is still bent, or you're taking a little bit of a lift onto elbows, forearms. Take a breath in, try to soften the hips down. And then we'll release. Left hand comes up, enough for you to slide the right arm underneath, right palm faces the ceiling. Come out by sweeping the left arm back over the head, roll onto your back body. Left knee comes to chest. And we're going to meet here with the right knee in as well. So taking one more hug. Any final movements you may need to find with the knees. Any final shapes that you would like in practice. Again, this is a super short 30-minute practice. So if you do feel like you need a little bit more before coming into rest, into Shavasana, you can take it. Otherwise, we'll start to sink into a shape that feels comfortable for us. We could start with the feet planted to the mat, maybe feet wide, knees knocking into touch, or allowing your knees to go the opposite way, feet connected, knees wide. You're also more than welcome to come back up to that seated shape, similar to how you started today's practice. So as we begin to slow down once again through the physical body, let's begin to check in with our thoughts, with our energy, nudging the awareness back to the body. Taking a few deep breaths, softening, relaxing, letting go. Maybe you can close your eyes once again, or let the gaze just fall to the tip of the nose, or pull it towards the space between the eyebrows, the third eye. Soften jaw, relax the teeth in the mouth. If you have the time, whenever you are moving through this practice, to stay longer, you're in the perfect place to rest, please do so. We will seal off practice together, choosing to stay exactly where you are. If you're feeling called to place your palms to an area of the body that feels comfortable, you can do so as well. Finding a moment for yourself, thanking yourself for showing up, for moving. Thank you for watching, for allowing me to guide you through this 30-minute practice. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and hopefully see you soon. Feel free to leave any comments, to reach out if you have questions on YouTube. I am working to record 30-minute videos, uploading them weekly. So if you have suggestions for future videos, I would love to hear them. And if you're looking to take some longer practices, you can check out the on-demand site. I will link it below, which has a big variety of different styles of classes. So thank you again, and I will see you soon.